Episode 63, 5-1 Movie Songs.
Yeah. This one's...
That one?
Yeah.
Excuse me, miss.
Hey. Don't worry, I'll take care of this.
You never close your eyes anymore when I kiss your lips.
There's no tenderness like before in your fingertips.
You're trying hard not to show it, baby. But baby, believe me, I know that you've lost that love and feeling. Oh, that love and feeling. You've lost that love and feeling. Now it's gone, gone, gone. Whoa.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of 5-1. 5-1 is all about the countdown from our panel of experts on a different topic each week. Today, we are featuring the best movie songs in our style of counting down from
5 to 1.
Let's go ahead and pass out some introductions before we get any further. I'm Chris, and I'm joined by my two melodious and harmonious sons.
Cade Moore.
That's my 14-year-old.
And I am Jet Maximus Keith
My
Moore.
11-year-old, and we are
5
5
to
to
1.
1. So for whatever reason, I have a ton of fun when we do music lists and movie lists, and we are combining them for this one. So I'm really looking forward to this, and I think it's just a lot of fun to kind of look back on how music and movies affected us, and it's also pretty amazing the effect well-placed, good music can have on a movie. So this will be a good one, right?
Yeah,
You excited?
I'm really excited for this one.
Did you have any rules for your list?
It has to be a movie I've seen.
For me, it has to have words in the song.
Okay, so no like instrumentals or score. Yeah, I excluded any score from this and stuck solely with songs, but they don't have to have words for me because one of my choices doesn't. But it's not score. So, you guys ready? Should we just get right into the list?
Yeah, let's do this.
All right, as a reminder to our longtime listeners, and I guess as a heads up to our new listeners, we've changed the format a bit. So we have these segments, and we are going to get to them after we finish our lists. Some of those include Jet's Pun of the Week. What else do we have? Feedback. Listener choices. Fun Fact of the Week, and that kind of stuff will all come after we finish our lists. So let's just get started. Cade, we'll go with you first. I guess you have some songs queued up that you're going to play.
Yes.
So why don't you start your...
Number 5.
All right, so this is Everything I Do from the movie Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves,
Yeah.
right? It's a good song.
I like the song a lot.
It is a really good song, and we watched this movie together, didn't we? I know I did with Jet. Did you watch it too?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. And you like this movie?
I do like this movie, and I like the song a lot.
Okay.
This movie's pretty cool.
It is a good movie. I have a memory of this movie because my Uncle Mitch, he's 6 years older than I am, so we were pretty close in age and where we could do cool stuff together when I was growing up. And he took me to see this. I remember this was back when you had to look up like movie times in the newspaper.
Yeah.
And we found a movie time and he took me to see it. And I remember it being like a really cool experience and a really good movie. And yeah, this song is pretty memorable.
Yeah.
I remember this movie from Alec Guinness trying to get the princess pregnant.
Alec Guinness trying what?
Snape trying to get that girl pregnant.
Alec Guinness is Obi-Wan from the original Star Wars. Are you trying to say Alan Rickman?
That was it. I should have just said Snape or Hans Gruber.
Yeah, that's the wrong actor. Alec Guinness is like old Ben Obi-Wan.
Oh, why am I mixing that up?
I don't know. That's
I
funny.
mean, it looked very similar.
Yeah. We also, this also has Morgan Freeman, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And of course Kevin Costner, who plays Robin Hood.
What's your guys' favorite role by Morgan Freeman?
I know what you're gonna say. Somerset.
Yeah, Somerset, Detective Somerset.
From Seven. Yeah, he's played a lot of good roles. I don't know what my favorite is. This one's a good one too, when he plays like Hakeem or Azim or something like that.
I think it's Azim. It's Azim. It's definitely Azim.
Okay, well, cool. Good choice, Kate. Anything else to add about this song or about the movie Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves?
No, I'm good.
Okay. All right, Jet, do you want to go ahead and get yours started?
Yeah, let's just get the obvious out of the way.
Okay, so I knew this would be on your list. I'm surprised it's as low as it is.
Yeah.
I thought it would probably be closer to number one for you.
Yeah, I was originally gonna have this like number 2 or something.
Yeah.
But I wanted to give the other song some spotlight because this song might be more known just in general than the actual movie. So.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I don't know. It's used in
like,
a lot of movies. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, the movie is like, for our listeners that don't know, it's The Breakfast Club. The name of the song is Don't You Forget About Me. They played at the end when Bender's walking on the football field, raises his hand.
Yeah, I love this movie. Well, I mean, I love the song and the movie.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to give other songs some spotlight. But
Okay.
there's literally nothing wrong with the song. Sounds very 80s.
It does. It's very 80s, very John Hughesy.
Love it.
And it's a great song and a great, great movie. We've talked about this movie a lot on the show, on our show. And yeah, that's a good choice. I actually left this off my list because I knew you'd have it, but I thought it would be your number 2. I think I know what your number 1 is.
Oh,
But I won't
okay.
spoil it. Unless you did another surprise. I know what it, usually you would have picked as your number 1. That's a good choice though. And actually this rolls right into my number 5, unless you're anything else you want to say about yours.
Nah.
Okay, I'll go ahead and play mine.
What movie is this in?
All right, so the name of the song is If You Leave
Yeah.
by Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark. It's in the movie Pretty in Pink, which is another John Hughes movie. This was another rule for my list. I guess I didn't say it up front. I only wanted one John Hughes movie on my list because there were 4 different John Hughes movies songs I was considering.
Wow.
3 of them from the 80s. So I cut out all of them and left just this one. And the reason I picked this one is because, well, in my notes I was 99% sure that one of my other picks would be on your list, and now I'm 100% sure because it was your number 5. But this is still a really strong choice. I think Pretty in Pink is probably my least favorite 80s John Hughes movie amongst the big ones.
Do you still like it, though?
Yes, I do. Behind the Breakfast Club and 16 Candles and Ferris Bueller, but I still enjoy it. And this song kind of, perfectly captures the feel of the love story in the movie and of the 80s in general. I mean, this is a very 80s song, right?
This is an awesome song.
Yeah, it's a great song. I'm pretty sure both of these songs we just played made my top 5 80s list when we did that one.
And also, when I listen to this song, it's honestly kind of sad to me.
Yeah, it's a lot of love songs are kind of sad in their own way, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Except for I think We're Alone Now.
I think we're alone now. Yeah, that one's not very sad. You're right. So yeah, that's my number 5, and I kind of did that for all of mine. If the song like really really fit the movie well and had an impact on me, made the movie better, then that's how I kind of chose where it's not just what my favorite songs are. I guess you could say it's how it impacted the movie and how it kind of made me feel while I was watching the movie. So that's my number 5. All right, Cade, what is your
Number 4.
Seriously, dude?
So this is the song. Well, you don't have to say it, Jed, but I'm pretty sure this is your number 1.
Yes, I love this song.
This is Huey Lewis and the News singing
Power of Love.
The Power of Love from
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future. Cade, why did this make your list? I'm surprised it's on your
I
list.
like the song, and Jet played it a lot at first because he really liked it, and I was like, "This is only okay." And then it grew on me because Jet played it so much. And I like the song.
I love this song. What I used to do, I would bring my headphones and I would pretend to be Marty McFly. And my bus driver, it's a bus full of 5th graders.
Yeah.
So the bus driver made a seating chart, and so I couldn't sit next to my best friend Rylan. So I would have to sit alone in the mornings because there weren't that many people on the bus.
Yeah.
I would stand on my seat, play the song with the headphones, and pretend to skateboard and be on the cars.
Oh, kind of like how he does with the hoverboard.
Yeah.
And Back to the Future too.
I'd be jamming out when.
Oh, he does it in 1 too with a real skateboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going to school,
And-
he
Yeah.
grabs on the back of the cars and
And
gets a
what-
ride there.
Yeah.
And when Rylan would come, to say hi to me, but he couldn't be able to sit next to me in the mornings. He would just see me rock my head back and forth pretending to ride a skateboard.
That's funny. That's a good story, Jet. I like that. Yeah, you did play this song a lot. I like how in the movie, this song does play in the movie at a couple points. I like how it's also in the movie when his band, they're in the Battle of the
we're
Bands
the
competition.
Pinheads.
Yeah, and they're like, stop, you're just too darn loud.
Yeah.
But this is the song that they were playing, but like more of kind of a loud rock version, I guess. I thought that was pretty cool. And, super catchy song, fits the movie well, used a lot in the movie too. Good choice. I like this one a lot. Also very memorable, so I like it. Cade, good job.
Thank you.
All right, Jet, what do you got for year number 4?
My next pick isn't very popular, but it's from the movie. I heard it and I love it, and it's more awesome than, cool.
Okay.
Well, it's, you know what I mean.
More awesome and cool.
I hear you. Oh, yeah, this is The Matrix. Okay, and who is this? Rage Against the Machine?
Wake Up.
Wake Up, okay.
Honestly, the whole song.
Makeup.
Yeah.
This
That's not
beginning.
Rage.
This
That's
Chop
Suey
Suey
by who
System
sings?
of a Down.
Maybe, I think you're right, yeah. Not Rage.
Wake up! Makeup.
I like that one in Rock Band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's fun to sing and play.
Yeah, it is.
You could just.
Remember, we used to play that, like, for a couple months, we played that quite a bit. It was
Yeah.
my
Come
favorite one
on.
to do. Oh, there you go, Jet. Sorry, we interrupted your...
This whole song is awesome because whenever this song played in the movie, I feel like when I hear this song, I think of The Matrix. Like,
Yeah.
this is just so cool. Bunch of sunglasses and guns and black clothes coming out. I just think that it's Matrix and it's awesome.
So, is this a song they play at the very end of the movie?
Yeah, I think they play it in other parts too. I'm not sure.
I remember it from the end. It's like when the credits are
when
rolling.
he flies and
Yeah.
stuff. But this movie, I mean, this song is pretty underrated to me. I feel like it should need more fame. Like, I love the song.
It's a good song, and I think it's a good choice, too. I have one. It's not my next pick, but it's coming up. I think my number 3 is kind of a similar, I guess, methodology to why, or rationale why I picked it. So I get what you're saying. It fits the movie, and it's memorable, and
It's awesome.
yeah, it's a good song. Okay, cool. All right, I'll go with my number 4. I actually have the clip from the movie because the actual movie clip is better than the song.
All right.
All right?
Oh, yes.
I'm just going to let it play for a second.
I hate this fucking song.
You see my edit there?
Fun fact, I listen to the song every day because it's my ringtone.
It is your ringtone. I actually made it for you.
Yeah,
And I had the
sick.
same edit on there because it drops an F-bomb and we are a PG show.
I would
so.
love in the class where it said, I love this, and then they're going to be like, oh no, is this a cuss word? And it says it backwards, and they're all going to be like, what?
Yeah.
It'd be awesome.
This movie, I've seen over 100 times for sure and counting. In fact, I almost put it on today, but I put on The Force Awakens instead. This scene still gives me goosebumps every single time. Even though it's totally expected and it's easy to see that it's coming in the movie, that, Charlie Sheen's character, Ricky Vaughn, is going to get the call to come in. He's going to have to face the Yankees opponent that smoked him a couple times prior in the movie, and that they'd play this song because his nickname is the Wild Thing. It still works for me every time. The crowd singing the song as he walks to the mound and he warms up. It's
Honestly,
just
the
perfectly
song
done.
is just okay. Like, I like it, but when everyone's singing it, like my ringtone, it's like awesome.
Yeah, it gets you pumped up. And they show like shots in the stadium of all these people just going nuts, singing the song, and like it looks like a really full stadium, and
Yeah.
it really kind of gets you, it just works. It's very effective. And that's why I have it on my list, because I think it fits really well with the movie. It just works really well. So that's my number 4, Wild Thing from Major League.
Awesome pick.
All right, Cade.
Which I have seen that movie.
You have, and Jet has too.
I've seen it lots of times.
Yeah, not as many as I have though.
Yeah.
I watch it all the time.
I've probably seen it like 11 times because I watch it a lot of times while I fall asleep, like 11. You've seen it like so many times.
Well, it's because like on a day like today's Sunday, we're recording this on a Sunday. I had the opportunity to take a nap today, like I do on Sunday sometimes, and it's the movie I put on when I like want to take a nap at home. And that's most often on Sundays because usually on Saturday nights, Jed and I stay up to like 5 or 6 in the morning watching movies, and I still
true.
wake up at like 8 and I do laundry, and then I want to take a nap later. So I put this movie on a lot. I've seen the first half of it probably like 200 times, and the
and
second
then the
half
second
like
half you just fall asleep.
30 or 40 times maybe. I made it through. So I don't get to this scene very often because it's at the very end of the movie.
Still awesome though.
Still awesome, yeah. All right, Cade, what's your
Number 3.
Take My Breath Away from
Top Gun? I'm so glad you picked this because, well, Top Gun.
Love Top Gun.
Top Gun is great, actually, and I think I was gonna say because I have another Top Gun song on my list. I won't say what it. I'm sure you can guess what it is,
I
bro.
know.
But I almost like this one is a great song to me. It's during
I
the
knew you were gonna have the other one on your list because that
Yeah.
song is
bomb.
amazing.
Yeah. Well, this is like during the love part of the
Yeah.
movie. And the thing about Top Gun is like they've talked about making a reboot or a sequel, and I'm scared to death of it. And usually I don't mind when they do this. Like I might not like the reboot or whatever, but it's fine. They're bringing back something that people like and they want to see it again. Whatever. This one actually really scares me because when you think about the story in Top Gun, not much happens at all. Like it's really. There's only a few things that happen in the movie. The story is not propelled by plot. It's propelled by a few moments that are memorable, some cool characters, some good-looking people to follow on the movie, and really good music, including this song.
What would the sequel like?
I don't
How
know.
would they expand on it?
I don't know, but this is one of the songs, and it really works for the movie. I mean, this song was number 1 on the charts for a while, and it's by Berlin. Yeah. And a great song. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm talking over your pick here. Why did you pick it?
I love the song. I love the movie.
I'm glad I talked over
It's
your
great.
pick there.
Yeah, it's pretty great. I like the song a lot.
You do like this song? It's a good song. I really like it. Well, anything else to add about this song or about Top Gun, Cade?
Good song.
Good song. All right, Jet, you want to go ahead and play your number 3?
So this is number 3. I'm going to put a Disney song on the list.
Okay.
It's from Lion King, but I think you guys are thinking, oh, it's probably Hakuna Matata.
Yeah.
Or, something like that.
I just can't wait to be king.
Yes, that's what it is. I feel like the song gets overshadowed.
Okay. So I actually don't like the song Hakuna Matata.
Yeah, I feel like it's just all right.
Yeah.
It's a
This-
bad message.
I love this one. This one is, it really gets me in a happy mood when I listen to it.
Yeah.
And I think it's overshadowed by the other songs because people always say Hakuna Matata just for fun or something. Or the beginning song with the monkey.
Yeah.
This one's,
That one?
yeah. But to me, this one,
That was the best.
to me, this one is better than both of them. I just love the song.
The Circle of Life is the other one, by the way. I just thought of it.
Yeah. This one's my favorite.
So The Circle of Life was like a radio hit too. Elton John did that song. He's like super famous musician. I like this one more than Hakuna Matata also. I will say for as much as I love The Lion King, and I really do love it, I think the music is not as good in The Lion King as it is in other Disney movies.
I disagree completely.
Like
I think
Force Awakens.
I think Lion King and Aladdin are way better than all the other Disney songs.
See, Aladdin I agree with. I love the music in Aladdin. Little Mermaid is better than both of them to me.
Little Mermaid's pretty good too.
Under
yeah.
the Sea.
Under the Sea, Kiss the Girl. There's a couple of really good ones there. But I'm not knocking your pick. It's a good pick, and I do love The Lion King.
This is my only Disney one on the list, just saying.
Okay. I didn't have any Disney movies on mine, but a lot of people voted for them on listener choices. Disney does really well with their songs usually. So, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. All right. Anything else to add about... We've had Lion King on back-to-back episodes now because we had it on Saddest Movie Deaths, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot how much of a great movie it is.
It is a great movie, for sure. Anything else to add about Lion King?
It's amazing.
All right.
I like the monkey. He's my favorite character.
Rafiki, he's mine too. He fits my favorite character, like the old wise man role that I always pick from every movie without consciously doing so.
Harry Potter.
Honestly,
Yes.
Scar is a great villain. Like,
Oh yeah, for sure.
He's a really good
great
villain.
villain. Yeah.
who's the best villain out of all the, Disney type cartoons? I wouldn't say Ursula.
She's a good one too, but I think Scar's better.
Snoke.
I would probably say Scar.
Scar, yeah, he's up there for sure. Yeah, that's a good one. He's better. I think he's better than Jafar. Jafar is good too, though.
Oh yeah, Jafar. Yeah, he's not bad.
Yeah.
Like I really hated Jafar when he kissed like the princess.
Oh
What
yeah.
about Sid?
I was like, God.
Oh
I hate
yeah,
this guy.
Sid. He's a scary villain from Toy Story.
He's
Oh,
creepy
yeah.
looking.
Yeah.
Room's creepy and
Yeah, that's a good one. All right, so moving on to my number 3, Jet, you're gonna love this pick, and I doubt you thought of it because I'll get to it in a minute.
Oh.
stop.
Yeah, I didn't think of this.
So the name of this song is
Where's My Mind by the Pixies.
Where's My Mind by the Pixies. It is featured in the movie
Fight Club.
Fight Club, which is my favorite movie of all time. So
Freaking awesome.
this one did not come to me right away, which is why I didn't think you would think of it either, Jet. Usually what happens when I make my list is I write down like 5 to 10 right away. 5 to 10 options that like they come to me right away. And usually out of those 5 to 10, they make up my top 5. And I'll go through all these processes of thinking of like 50 more, and then in the end I still end up with the first 5 or 10 that I thought of. This one I didn't think of until after my list was done and a listener mentioned it on our listener choices poll, and I just had to include it. You know, first, I love the song, great song. Second, Fight Club is my favorite movie ever. And third, again, like you said with The Matrix, this song perfectly fits with the movie. You have something to add?
Yeah, like what you said earlier, partially for your picks is how big of an impact it had on the story.
Yeah.
And this like really makes you think like, man, where is my mind? Like that's what's happening to this guy.
Right.
Tyler Durden, his best friend, is just him, really.
Yeah, and so like you just to add on to that, the rest of the movie is one band, the Dust Brothers. The whole rest of the soundtrack is just one band, and it's really good. It establishes the tone of the movie throughout, kind of lets you know what you're supposed to be feeling. It's more instrumental type music. Then at the end, the movie has a twist. I won't spoil it because I don't think Kate's seen it yet.
All the way through.
But it has a twist, and it flips the viewer around entirely, and the tone changes, and this song plays at the very last scene in the movie,
And that's
and it's just perfect.
when it shows a twist, you're like, oh, that's why that happened and that happened.
Right.
It's just perfect.
Yeah,
Best twist.
and this song I think just really fits that because not only has the movie experience changed, but now the music has too. It's kind of letting you know how you're supposed to feel at that moment, and the song is great.
I love
It's
the
so
song,
good.
yeah.
I think a lot of people think it came from the movie. It didn't actually. It was released in 1988, and the movie was in '99.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but it kind of made
11
it
years later.
11 years later. Yeah, but it made it popular again, and it's in my opinion the best song from the Pixies. So. Anyway, that's my number 3. Where's My Mind from the movie Fight Club.
That's one of my favorite songs, period, probably.
Yeah, I know you like that song a lot. All right, Cade, what's your...
Number 2.
Yeah, they went through the song, so let's go.
Don't Forget About You by Simple Minds.
Yeah, this is what Jet had as his number 5. So I left it off my list, and I'm glad I did because we've already played it twice now. But
I knew it was going to be on someone's list, so I still put
reality-
it on anyway.
in
So I
reality,
love
this is
song.
way up there. Yeah, I mean, this is a
Great
super
song,
great
yeah.
song for a movie,
The
for
movie's
sure.
really good.
Yeah, and it just fits.
Watched it recently, actually, on Netflix, because it's on Netflix right now.
Yeah.
Really?
Who's your
it's
favorite?
on Amazon.
Who's your favorite character from The Breakfast Club?
The emo girl, what's her name?
Allie,
Allie,
Allison, or
Allison
it's
Reynolds.
Allie Sheedy's the actress.
There's Claire Standish, Allison Reynolds, Alex Clark. Then there's the nerd Brian Johnson, John Bender. I think those are the main 5.
Those are the main 5, and you have the principal.
Because she has like the
Principal-
my 2 favorite
Principal
scenes.
Vernon.
One where he puts the knife down and she
Yes.
like reaches around the corner.
love that part.
And when she's drawing, and then she uses her dandruff as snow.
The snowflakes, yeah. She's my favorite
She
character
like,
too.
you see one hand, and then you see she pull it up. And
See, for me,
funny.
I'll usually say Bender, but when I watch it again, I really like the emo one
Allie. Or
Allie,
Allison,
yeah.
sorry.
because for the first hour she's like really funny, but you're like
Yeah.
thinking, well, maybe she's just there to be there for comedic reasons. And then they like
she's
dig
prettier
deep
than the other
into
girl.
her. Molly Ringwald. Claire
I think they're
Standish?
both pretty. I think Molly Ringwald had like an attractive 80s attractive quality to her. I mean, she in every movie she played back then, she was supposed to be like the kind of pretty one that you didn't notice, and I think she fits that really well. Ali Sheedy is like more obviously pretty, but they hid it in her character Allison Reynolds because she's like.
She honestly looks more pretty with the black stuff.
I agree. She looked prettier when she was emo than after the makeover.
She still looked really pretty after that, though.
Yeah. All right. So good pick. So we all picked Allison Reynolds as the best character. That's interesting.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, I think most people would pick Bender.
Yeah.
And he's great too. I actually really like Brian, the Brain.
Oh yeah.
See,
I'd
when
say
I
he's my
rewatch
second.
the film, every time I rewatch it, it gets more annoying to me.
Yeah, he can be annoying too, but I still like him. All right, Jet, what's your number 2?
My number 2, I don't even know if this.
We're still playing the other one. Sorry.
I don't know if this is a really famous carol or something, but this made my list.
Is this from Home Alone?
Yes.
Okay. So, Carol of the Bells. I mean, this is a famous song outside of the movie.
Honestly, we all know who composed the music is John Williams. He's like a god.
Yeah,
music.
but he composed the score.
Yeah.
This
but,
is not score.
Oh, well, still, this song reminds me so much of Christmas.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I love Christmas. It's favorite holiday, obviously. I
Yeah.
mean, everyone thinks that. But I love the song too. It like reminds me so much of Christmas.
So this is one of the 4 John Hughes movies, because I didn't know if you knew this. Home Alone is a John Hughes movie too.
I did not know
Duel of
that.
the Fates sounds better.
But Duel of the Fates is Star Wars. Phantom Menace is not John Hughes.
I don't know.
Very similar.
Yeah, but this is 90s, so it's has a different feel than his 80s movies do. But yeah, John Hughes, and I actually had this as an honorable mention. Not this song in particular, but the Home Alone.
Honestly,
Christmas
I
songs.
love Home Alone's music because this is probably not even my favorite one in this whole song.
Yeah,
In
well,
the whole movie, I mean.
the score for that movie is great too. I mean, it's really, really good, and we need to do probably best musical scores at some point. But yeah, they had what I like about that movie. I mean, I had her as an honorable mention, and in fact, I'll just go ahead and play the one that I was going to play during honorable mentions because I was going to talk about this. I think a lot of the Christmas songs that I became super familiar with as a child that kind of carried into my adulthood came from this movie, and even though they're famous songs not because of the movie, I watched this movie a million times. It was my major league when I was
Oh, really?
11. Yes, I
Home
watched it
Alone?
all the time, and I still watch it every year.
Yeah, I
Christmas
watch
time.
it every year for Christmas.
We had a Christmas movies episode, and this was my number 1. Home Alone is my favorite Christmas movie. So I kind of like that the music in it. They have a large selection of really great Christmas songs, and they kind of roll it in with the movie. They don't just play it because it's a Christmas movie. Like for example, when they have the scene where he's trying to scare away the robbers by making them think they're having this big party
Yeah.
there, and they're playing jingle rock, and he's
Yeah,
like
it has
dancing
little things.
with the train going around with Magic Johnson, or it's Michael Jordan actually on the cutout,
funny.
like moving around the tracks, and
yeah.
yeah, it's just
To me, hold on. I just lost my
There's
train of
people
thought.
here. Dang it.
yeah. So
It's just like
Oh
people
yeah,
say.
when people say their favorite Christmas movie is Elf or something like that, I just like, dude, no, it's Home Alone.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Elf might be the most overrated Christmas movie.
Probably. Rylan loved it, and he showed me it, and I was like, yeah, I would have
Alright.
loved this when I was 5.
I like Will Ferrell a lot, and I really don't like that movie. I mean, it's okay.
He's
It's
a
just-
great drummer.
Yeah.
Oh, for the Chili Peppers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, you guys know that he's actually on Red Hot Chili Peppers. He's actually the drummer. Look it up. Look up drummer for Red Hot Chili Peppers and it's Will Ferrell.
They do look like identical twins.
Don't look at the name. Just go to the images and look at them.
Yeah, go to Google Images. All right, Jet, good choice for your number 2. My number 2, I'll play it, is the one that I mentioned before that has no words.
Oh, Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah, Beverly Hills Cop. The name of the song is Axel F for Axel Foley, obviously the main character in the movie. And I mean, I obviously have a soft spot for 80s movies and music. We talk about it a lot on this show, and 80s pop culture in general. So
Even though the media has ruined the song, I still love it.
well, I'm a little bit biased here. This song is amazing to me. There's no words. It was composed specifically for the movie, as indicated in the title of the song, Axel F. And they use it 300 times in the movie, but it's just perfect. It's instantly recognizable. It's iconic, and it's catchy AF.
It's true.
So, Beverly Hills Cop theme song, Axel F is my number 2. So, I guess we're ready to move on to our number 1s. Yeah, you guys ready for this?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, Cade, what is your...
Now, Don't You is like obviously like one of the best ones of all time. But I didn't want it to be my number one. I wanted something different because I knew someone was gonna have
Please
it.
don't tell me you're going to choose a Pitch Perfect. Don't you forget about me.
Lose Yourself from 8 Mile. Yeah, I had this as an honorable mention.
I love this song.
Yeah.
The movie's good. It's not like really good or anything like that, but the movie's good.
Yeah.
But the song's awesome. It's like it's iconic for wrestlers too, because every wrestler knows this song. Because like
It's like a get yourself pumped up song
it
that
is.
you would listen to.
I'd say the song gets you more pumped up than any other song.
I made a video of your wrestling highlights from your second season when like you really took off, and I used 2 Eminem songs, and this was one of them. The other one was the other one that everybody knows. That's great for like sports and getting pumped up.
Yeah, it's not. Was it Not Afraid or no? Not that
No,
one.
I can't remember right now, but yeah, this is a really good one, and I like how it's very like meta because he doesn't ever use it in the movie.
Yeah, he does.
Not the same words. He doesn't
It's like writing. He's like playing it out, but like
yeah, but he doesn't ever like in his this song is kind of like talking about the rap battles that he's having in the movie, but he doesn't ever use
the
it in the
movie
movie. Yes.
Never seen it.
Yeah, it's good. I like it. It was a good movie.
and my English teacher, she's like a diehard fan of Eminem. She's seen like 10 concerts by him or something.
Really?
She actually grew up and taught out of school 1 street off of 8 Mile.
Huh? 9 Mile?
Yeah, 9 Mile. Let's just go with that.
Yeah.
And so
Nice.
she like loved Eminem. She taught out of school. It's like right across the street from 8 Mile.
Yeah.
where he grew up. And so
That's cool. All right, good choice. All right, Jet, what's your number 1? Power of Love.
I'm mad that Cake chose this. He knew that was going to be my number 1.
Well, duh, we all kind of knew
There's
it was going to be your
two
number one.
songs in Back to the Future that are freaking awesome. This song and Earth Angel. And I don't care what you say about Johnny B. Good. It's not nearly as good as these two.
I feel like Twist and Shout's better than Earth Angel.
So,
From Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
I love the Power of Love. We already talked about it. But I think this is one of the most, whatever Dad said.
Quintessential?
Yeah, quintessential 80s songs. It sounds so 80s. More than, what was that other song that was really 80s that we had on our list?
Well, there's a Breakfast Club one.
Yeah.
And there's OMB.
Berlin.
To me, the Power of Love sounds even
If
more
You Leave.
80s too than Don't You Forget About Me. I don't know about If You Leave because it sounds really 80s, but
Yeah.
I love the song.
It's a great song, and we kind of talked about it a lot already, and I knew it was going to be your number 1 for sure. You are like obsessed with this song.
And the movie.
You do this thing where like you find a new song, and then every time we get in the car, you're like, "Can you put it on Spotify?" And you play it. Like,
Yeah.
and you did this one for a while, so I knew you loved this song, and
great
after
song.
hearing your story on the bus, like, yeah, I get it, and it kind of made me think of another Michael J. Fox movie where he pretends to surf on the top of a car. Teen
Oh,
Wolf.
yeah.
Yeah. So
So you do a handstand on top of the.
I think he
Dump truck?
does.
He's
yeah.
also in Family Ties.
Yes, he is.
Heard that from the Goldberg.
Yeah. Good show. All right, anything else to add about that song or the movie?
Good song.
Great song, great movie. One of my maybe even number 2 or 3 of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah, you do love that movie a lot. All right, we already kind of told you what my number 1 was, but I'll play it anyways.
Highway to the Danger Zone.
Yes, Danger Zone, written by kind of like an 80s movie song icon, Kenny Loggins. He had several big hits in the 80s, and this is from Top Gun. It's called Danger Zone. When you doing some calisthenics over
I just
there?
needed a squat.
Okay.
It's been out for a while.
It was like a 1/4 squat. Like you didn't go down very far.
Yeah.
I like this pick a lot, Dad. Except I like the other Top Gun song better.
The one
Take
that
My
Kate
Breath
picked,
Away.
Take My Breath Away, yeah. When I first started making my list, this was the very first song I thought of. And I thought many times about moving it away from number 1, but I couldn't, despite all the other songs that kind of crept up that I wanted to include. But there's just something about it. This movie, Top Gun, when you think about it, well, we already kind of talked about it. Not much happens, right? But the music is so good. And, obviously Take My Breath Away and You've Lost That Love and Feeling are big parts of the movie too. And this song, it just kind of gets you fired up, right? Unless you don't have a soul. When we first started podcasting, I actually considered some form of this song as our permanent intro song for like our podcast. But later I decided to just have a different song that was kind of like topical for each episode. And one of our listeners, for listener choices, Tony Janello, he pointed out that the U.S. Navy said that the number of young men wanting to become naval aviators jumped 500% after the release of Top Gun.
Seriously?
500%?
500%.
That's crazy.
Which is amazing, and is at least part and due to this amazing song, because not only is it a big part of the movie, but I read online that the Navy used some kind of version of this song in their advertisements on TV after the movie came out, and they were involved in kind of like they had some rules about how like they were going to let the movie creators use their planes and stuff for certain shots in the movie and charge them very little for it, but in exchange for making them look good.
If I was going to join the U.S. Navy, the movie that would inspire me would be Predator. A bunch of big guys, all muscly, holding guns. I always think I want to be muscly and holding guns.
Yeah, you want to be able to carry like a minigun,
with
by
one
yourself
hand.
with one hand, like Arnold does.
Yeah, that's what I
Does he
Those
do
things are
that
like
in Predator?
90 pounds.
He does that in Predator, yeah. You remember when he's holding that, like, what do you call it, M16 or something? It's a gun.
It's gigantic.
Yeah, and he's just holding it like, he doesn't even notice, like,
Right.
he's holding it.
Yeah.
He's like
All
holding
right.
it with one hand and like looking off and doing other things while he's doing this
Yeah, he does,
like 90-pound gun.
Doesn't even need to like pay attention to it. All right, so that was my number one, and I just couldn't go away from it. Let's move on to
Honorable mention.
I didn't have any.
none for Kate. Jet, do you have any?
This song, no, I don't. I'm not even going to mention it.
Okay, I had quite a few, but I will just play a couple of them. I had a couple of like alternates that I was going to sub in case you guys had any of mine, which you didn't, so that was great. I'll go ahead and play one of them now. I mean, this is a super famous one from the 80s.
Footloose?
Footloose,
No,
yeah.
no, I
I've
like
had
this
some
song.
of mine.
Huh?
I've had
You have to talk into your mic if you want to be heard.
Oh,
You need to say it in here if you want to be heard.
was that in the movie? I want to talk.
Yeah, that's from a different movie. That's from Dirty Dancing.
Yeah.
This is from Footloose.
Why is this the worst?
It's not. We're doing honorable mentions.
Oh, frick.
Yeah, we're not at the worst
Yeah, it's a
yet.
good song. It's a great song.
Yeah. I had this one, which I'm going to skip ahead like 20 seconds. One of our listeners brought this up, which I thought was great. Nate, can you name the movie that this reminds you of?
Hold on.
I mean, it's America the Beautiful, sung by Ray Charles, but what movie? The Sandlot. Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
They played this during the Independence
fireworks.
Day, the fireworks scene. And when I
Oh,
hear
yeah.
this song now, I'm like, I picture that scene with when they're all playing ball at night and they look up to watch the fireworks in the sky.
You guys
like,
might be mad.
Dude, I got that. That was
You guys,
nailed it. High five on that.
you guys might be mad.
awesome.
You guys might be mad at me for this though, because when they play that fireworks scene, it goes on forever.
Yeah.
So I just skip over the part.
Oh man.
I don't like the scene. It's just a bunch of them looking at fireworks.
It doesn't go on that long. You're crazy.
I'm like, come on, just go back to playing ball.
All right, here's one that I left this off my list because I was positive somebody would have it somewhere because it might be the most famous movie song, period. Like, how did none of us have this on our list?
Oh, Ghostbusters by Ray Parker.
Ray Parker Jr. You get 0 points.
Whatever, I was close.
How did none of us have this?
I don't know.
It's a really great song. I guess I didn't really
forgot.
think about it, yeah.
Yeah. Kay, the one that you just talked about, this is one of the great songs from a movie with a terrific soundtrack, but it is a terrible movie.
It's like best soundtrack to the worst movie.
Yeah. I don't want to say it's terrible. I just, it's not for me, but it has a great soundtrack. Obviously, Dirty Dancing.
Like you can see the appeal that it has.
Yeah, and there's several great songs. This is one of them, probably the most famous one.
And all to you.
I had a couple others that we already talked about, but here's one that we didn't. This is name of the song, St. Elmo's Fire, from the music St. Elmo's
I
Fire.
love the song.
Great song. Kate, do you know this song?
Yeah.
Yeah, good song. Very 80s. You mentioned this before, Cade. Twist and Shout from
Yeah.
Ferris Bueller. When
is
he's
the
at the, yeah, it's the Beatles.
Yeah, when it was like, see, you remember in the Goldbergs where Barry sings this?
Yeah, he recreates the scene.
And it was like really bad, but everyone's like, I don't care. It's still really cool.
Well, it's a very iconic movie scene when Ferris Bueller does it at the parade, and
The father like doesn't see like the huge parade out his window.
right.
I'm like thinking in my head, please don't look out the window. Like it really makes me feel nervous for Ferris Bueller because he's like right outside of the building
And he's about to get caught.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love how like everybody starts dancing and then all of a sudden they're all choreographed and there's like a group of 20 people doing the same dance. It's like, how did you guys plan this out ahead of time? Yeah. So one of our listeners, Min Win, is the one who pointed out the Sandlot thing in his listener choices. So that was a really good pick there. I wanted to include it as honorable mention. And I had some others, but we've kind of already talked about them. So we'll move on and we'll go to
The worst.
Okay, what you got? Okay, I'm really glad you picked this because I
hate the song.
I almost did for me.
I really don't like this song.
Is this movie in Rocky? Like, what movie is this in?
It's from Rocky, yeah. Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah.
But Kate, okay, here's the deal. I don't like this song either. I don't know why. It's great for the movie and it fits and it's iconic
It's just
and it's
so
classic.
dumb, though.
It is kind of dumb. But the reason I really started to hate this song was because you used to play a different version of it all the time. It was like the Minecraft version.
Eye of the Spider. Yeah.
And now you're putting it as the worst. So I think I've had some influence on you.
He just
Yeah.
he just
It's really cheesy, and it's like not even like it's not cheesy enough to where it's good. It's like just
Yeah. I hear you. All right. So that's your worst. I considered it for mine. It's not what I picked. So I'm glad you did. All right, Jet, what do you have for your worst?
Well, Kay is gonna be happy with this. I love the movie. It's just this song is kind of annoying to me.
Is this from Toy Story?
Yes.
Okay. You've Got a Friend in Me. Yeah. I don't really like this song either.
It's just this song kind of fits the movie, but like it's just kind of annoying. Like it doesn't compare to any of the other Pixar or / Disney songs.
Yeah.
It's just annoying.
when did they play that in the movie? Is it when
I don't know.
I think it's when Buzz gets
when he
all
first
the
gets him? Yeah,
all
and
the
then
attention and
it's
like,
pretty sad.
Maybe like during I think it's a montage scene where like
All of his stuff is changing to Buzz Lightyear.
yeah, it kind of shows
merchandise.
him
Oh,
like
yeah.
getting left behind
Yeah.
and Buzz taking his place.
oh
yeah.
like when Woody is like looking at all the Buzz posters and then he looks at the bed and it's a Buzz covers.
Yeah.
I think that's one.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Honestly, the movie's great. I love the movie,
Horrible.
but it's just I don't like the song.
Well, I considered 4 songs for the worst. The first one I thought of immediately was Eye of the Tiger. But usually when I do these lists, I think of something overrated, as you guys are well aware of. And I thought, well, Eye of the Tiger isn't actually the worst song. I just don't like it. I think it's overrated. So then I switched my choice to like what might actually be the worst song. And I thought of 2 Will Smith songs right away because I love him as an actor, but his music is awful. So I considered both Men in Black, which had its own song, and also Wild Wild West for some other movie that he was in with another horrible song. And those really might be the worst songs I've ever heard. But in the end, I went back to something that I think is overrated, different from everything else.
Wow.
It's a song that I don't like it at all, even for the genre, and generally seems to be considered a great song, and I just don't get it because I think the song is dumb, and I think that the singer's voice is overrated. Like, I don't think she has a great voice. I saw her perform live somewhere at some award show, and I'm like, this is the one that everybody's been rating. She's not even that great. And it's, of course, Let It Go from the movie Frozen. Which, and I don't mean to hate on this movie. I like Disney movies a lot. I couldn't even get through this movie.
Yes.
Too much.
Too much singing. It's just too much. Like, it was almost like watching Grease or something, like a musical. I just couldn't do it. So my worst is Let It Go from Frozen.
That's a very
Frozen.
Dad. That's a great dishonorable mention.
Dishonorable mention?
Yeah.
The worst. All right. So that concludes our list. We should probably now talk about listener choices. So we have social media. What is the best movie song? And we got tons of responses. Why is this back playing again, guys? Okay. So what was I saying? Oh, yeah, listener choices. We had 233 votes come in. Not quite as many as the 1,000 we had come in on our last episode for Saddest Movie Deaths, but still a lot of participation on this. And this was the top 5. Tied for 5th and 6th place was Ghostbusters and The Power of Love from Back to the Future. Number 4.
Wow, I'm surprised that many people picked The Power of Love.
Yeah, it was a popular choice. All right, number 4, The Bodyguard, I Will Always Love You. Whitney Houston. And I
Oh, yeah.
will always.
That sounds overrated.
It's very iconic for sure.
I don't really like it though.
It was used a lot for memes. So
Yeah. Somebody posted the who voted for this posted the GIF of her singing this song, and my comment on it was, "Is it weird that I can actually hear the GIF?" Because like it's just so I don't know if you've seen it. It's just so perfectly.
yeah, she's like, and the snow's in the background.
Yeah,
She's
exactly.
Like, yeah.
Like when you see it, you can hear her singing it, even though it's not playing. All right, number 3, Eye of the Tiger from Rocky. Number 2 and 1 were separated by only one vote. They were very, very close. Number 2 ended up being from The Breakfast Club.
Don't you forget about me.
And number 1 was Top Gun Danger Zone.
Oh wow, Dad! I did not expect that.
Yeah, so according to our listeners and me, the Danger Zone from Top Gun is the number 1 best.
Is that your favorite
movie
Tom
song
Cruise role?
of all time? Favorite Tom Cruise role? Yeah, probably.
I like him in Mission Impossible a lot.
Yeah, he's good in that too.
I want to see the new one. I heard it was actually really good.
I heard it was insanely good.
Yeah,
like,
it
the
got really
ratings.
great reviews. I also wanted to give a shout out to faithful, loyal listener, our funniest listener, Nick Green. He came up with 2 kind of last minute right before we recorded that nobody else thought of that I thought were both great choices. You guys don't know this one. It's from the movie Almost Famous, the song Tiny Dancer. Really cool scene. They play this song as they're on a bus and everybody starts singing it, and it's a feel-good moment. And he also came up with The Natural, the theme song that's my ringtone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's my ringtone, and it's played at many
From
baseball
Imagine
stadiums.
Dragons, Natural.
No, not that one. The song that they play at the baseball stadiums when somebody hits a home run. That song. So good job, Nick Green, and of course Min Win. We already gave a shout out to for his Sandlot choices. Let's go ahead and do the
Pew pew pew
Good.
pew
Glenn Solomon fun fact of the week.
pew pew pew
Good.
pew.
So we talked about Top Gun quite a bit, and I read some fun facts about it. One thing I thought would be interesting for our show is that after the movie came out, the next Christmas, the Top Gun, the real Top Gun school, not the one from the movie, but the actual one, threatened the Russians by basically what it is like in the movie they don't ever say it's the Russians, but they keep talking about MiGs. You remember hearing them talking about MiGs? Yeah. MiGs are the Russian planes, and the U.S. was in the midst of a Cold War when this movie came out. So as a joke, kind of, a group of real Top Gun instructors sent a group photo to the Soviet Air Force with the greeting, "Thinking of you and yours at this joyful Yuletide season. Trust all is well and cozy at your fireside. If our nations ever pair off in war, check your 6 o'clock. We'll be there hosing you." So kind of like a threat, but in a joking way. And it was after Top Gun had been released and it was in theaters and was a super popular movie. So
That's a pretty funny fact. You need to delete that.
all right, Jet.
More
I hope you came up with one.
Okay, yeah, I came up with one. I'm feeling it.
Did you just come up with it?
No, I came up with it
It's
before the
time
podcast.
for Jet's Pun of the Week. I don't know, because right when we started recording, I was like,
Okay, why did the banana start going to the doctor?
why did the banana start? Because it wasn't peeling well.
Why did you have to finish it?
Is that it?
Yes.
Oh,
That was really good.
yeah.
Thought of it.
Wasn't
Well,
feeling
just
well.
because I got it right,
Good job.
I'll give you a good job.
Can I have a clap?
Oh, sure.
No, the audio.
I don't have one queued up. I'll have to make a new one for that. But you just don't earn it that often, so I don't have it on here.
That's not fair.
Well, that's all I got for the show, unless you guys have anything else you want to add.
That was my second best pun since the bad one with Michael Jackson.
My favorite one is the Wheaties one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was funny. All right. Well, thanks to everybody for taking the time to listen. Please check out our Facebook page at facebook.com/521podcast. You can tweet us at 521podcast. You can @ us on Instagram at 521podcast. Give us your opinions there. Let us know why you agree or why you think we're idiots. It's also a great spot to leave us ideas for future episodes. We also really like reviews on iTunes. I haven't checked those in a while. Maybe I should do that before our next episode.
Yeah.
But it helps our podcast to gain exposure, and we just appreciate the feedback. So do that. You can also call us, 469-607-521. That's 469-607-5861. I actually had a new voicemail today from on our podcast line, and it was from Rylan, your friend Rylan, but he just hung up. He didn't say anything. So
What? Wait, it was a voicemail?
yeah, Google told me we have a new message, so I went to listen to it. It was Rylan, and he just hung up.
Well, he was like, "How do you record on your pod? How do you listen to those podcast things?" I was like, "Well, yeah, there's an app you get. You can delete it, so you might have deleted it, but there's an app you get." It was like, okay, and then he left, and you might have.
Oh, so maybe he listened and then he tried to call and then hung up. Because what happens, as a warning to our listeners, if you ever try to call us, it goes straight to voicemail and it just says 5 to 1 podcast beep. So you better have your message ready because it just goes straight to it.
You probably thought that. Oh, I guess they didn't answer.
Yeah, right, maybe. So anyway, if you want to leave us a voicemail, we'd love to have one. And I thought we would do this, Jet. You mentioned it to me earlier today. Do you remember what the topic was that you thought of?
Wait. Oh,
please join us next time on 5 to 1 for our discussion on
top 5. Hold up. I got it.
Most overrated
movies.
There you go. Anything else?
See you guys later.
Love you.
Love you.